Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Astraea Love. Okay, so one of my videos got copyrighted because I had different music in it. So I just want to remind everybody the beautiful background sounds you're hearing is a YouTube channel called Healing Vibrations. Definitely get yourself a subscription. I have found that their crystal sample sound baths really alchemize the energy. So the one we're listening today is about self-love. So it's the Love Thyself bath. All right, that's always exciting, right? Okay, so we'll get through this top part really quick today. And if you're new, just go into the description box below. There's my legal disclaimer, okay? But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. This is for the heart chakra, by the way, this little bowl. Be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my videos, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Okay. And I'm not going to go into the personal human rights. Well, maybe I should. Okay. I'm reminding the people watching about my personal human rights. Attempting to persecute me in any form or fashion for what I channel from God and the Holy Spirit is a violation against this contract and the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech. Any attempt to silence me will be followed up with by the Most High God. Treat others how you want to be treated. Do not shoot the messenger and do not harm the prophets of God. Any of the prophets. I tell you what, today's going to be a really good reading. I can already tell. Okay, so I call upon the Watchers. I call upon Gaia and Greenman, the Ophanim, the Galactic Federation of Light. I call upon Ra, all of the Egyptian deities, all of the ancestors of light. Okay, and then I ask that the Most High God continue to be with us and order our steps when we deal with anything that has to do with the psychic realm. Okay, for me and my collective. And then I'm asking that the Ascended Masters and all of my team come in to support me. And please return and block out all evil and any negative people or any negativity. Any evil eye or anything like that, we call upon Saint Benedict for that. And of course, we call upon Jesus and Jehovah, Yahweh. I mean, those are all different names for pretty much almost like the same being. And I wonder if, well, we call upon Muhammad as well. I think I don't know. They both are like really positive, high vibrational energies. Also, we're activating and anchoring in the Christ consciousness grids of the earth and with our consciousness as well. Okay, so we're clearing those grids, activating them, and gaining access to them. Okay, so block out anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to reveal to me and my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us all the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on earth. And before and afterward. I'm eternally grateful for your favor. The demons just were like, what? Yeah, bitches, before and after as well. Not just during, but before and after. So I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles in your holy name, Lord my God. I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. All right. Good. Okay, so somebody, I'm going to try not to laugh at this person. Somebody sent up some crazy requests. Really? Yeah, I've never met who Muhammad was. Wow. That's wild, you guys. That is wild. Yeah, honestly, I don't know a whole lot about Islam or Muhammad. I just know Muhammad is like the Jesus of Islam. It kind of. I don't know. Maybe he's not, but I know he's associated with Islam. But I really like Allah. I mean, Allah is great. So, especially when you have to deal with a jinn. Yeah, I definitely know Jesus's energy for sure. To me, Jesus is something that's within me. It's like the Christ consciousness, that vibration of Christ consciousness. Yeah, it does. It straight up does. I've never tried to call upon Muhammad or anything because I've never even been to, I don't even know what Islam churches look like and stuff. So I've never even actually known anybody that's been in Islam before. So That's probably why I've never been to their church, because every time I would get a friend that was a different religion, they would always invite me to their church and I would go. So I got to go into a synagogue one time, and yeah, it was definitely different. I mean, like, churches just, they're all different. They're kind of weird, but they're all different. Catholic church, I've got to say that shit is probably the weirdest. It's a lot of standing up, sitting down, kneeling, singing, and then answering back. It's like you get into auto mode when you do the mass. And then they're reading all this stuff in Latin and nobody knows what it means. And we're just like, yeah. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. So that's what we're going to talk about, Ragnarok. We're definitely, yeah. I know. Oh my gosh. I was going to say that I went to go search that person, and the only thing I found was like a country singer. So maybe she deleted her profile. I don't know. But yes, I do agree. It was about 2 days ago. She did. Okay, so there is somebody, and it's because of this energy that you hold. And the thing is you may not even be aware that you hold this energy, the Six of Wands energy, which is fame, public recognition, success. Somebody is saying that you've won something. And so yeah, she definitely went into the spirit and tried to this person slash entity, okay, they went into, I just saw the name Jessica in my mind, Jessica. They went to the spirit and they were trying to ask God to basically punish somebody in my collective, which could most likely be all of you guys. And so I feel like that God is not going to ever do that, like, especially when it's based off of jealousy, envy, greed, and somebody's ego. Anybody that's asking God to hurt another person is in the wrong. I'm going to just say that. You should never ask God to do anything bad to anybody. You can call for judgment, and that's when you call for judgment, you're asking God to judge your energy, your chakras, so that God can basically figure out what is going on with your energy. Okay? So when we call judgment, it's not like we're like, judgment. Like, I don't even want to point at anybody, so I'm just like pointing over there. But like, because I think that pointing is so bad. So, but yeah, when we call for judgment, it's because we have to, and we're not trying to get anybody hurt. We're just asking for justice, and we're calling for justice, and we're calling for judgment. And if we've been pushed far enough to have to, as earth angels, to have to call upon death, then somebody has really effed up. They're effing around and finding out. And so, yeah, the one thing that's going to keep you at a higher vibration is self-love. Okay. Loving yourself so much that you take really good care of yourself. Confirmation, calling in positivity. See, this person that made this request, they don't have backup. They don't have ancestors. They don't have any fairies working for them. They literally come through. Yeah. It's wow. Wow. Wow, I'm wondering, angel guides, if you had a dream about this, because I'm definitely seeing this in your dreams. Oh my gosh, that's what it says. Sorry, I hadn't read it all yet. Wow. Okay, so yeah, so your aunt wanted you to want to be like she wanted to be your mentor in magic. I don't know if you know that, but I think that she knows that you don't want to do dark magic, okay? Yeah, you know what, Ragnarok? It's really being famous in the spirit. And then it's going to just translate. And being famous in the spirit, that means all the spirit realm knows who we are, especially the people that interact with me. Because I have not come across a low ranking person in a very long time. I'm not kidding. Like, I attract in my vibration and people that are reflecting things that are in my vibration, right? So I always get to heal from your guys' experience, and then God gets to reconnect with us. Wow. Oh my gosh, BC, feeling like somebody was trying to strangle you and you woke up with a sore throat. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Don't be afraid of your aunt. Angel guides, you're the chosen one in the family line, and you're chosen to break the generational curses. So it's like your aunt can do a lot of black magic, but you're still going to clear that. And you're going to, whoa, that would have been so bad, you guys. Oh. So you're going to still end up clearing that energy. Yeah. Jesus, please come be with us. Please come be with angel guides. Wrap her up in your arms. Wow, so very good. All right, BC, you're learning how to clear the blocks out. So when you do this self-attunement Reiki, you know that every time you channel Reiki, you're basically healing yourself. I've been watching this show called The Wheel of Time, and they channel this power called the One Power, and it's really cool. Like it's like this flowing energy, and it kind of weaves in and out, but they can control it to do different stuff. Great show. Anyways, but that's kind of what I'm seeing is that yeah, she's definitely going to avoid you, because that's the thing that Jesus is an ancestor that, yes, is on the physical realm. He has physical ancestors, but also he's a spiritual ancestor for a lot of people. Okay. And so that's why I feel like, and so is Muhammad. So Muhammad, I mean, these are, even Aleister Crowley is very protective. So it's like, sometimes when spirits pass over, they will go up ranks, basically. But yeah, so I'm looking, BC, at your dream state. Did you have a sleep paralysis? Was it sleep paralysis, or was this a nightmare? Because what I'm picking up on is that it's whatever this was that was in your dream it wasn't originating from your dream state. Yeah. Oh, you were adopted. That's why this makes sense. Why Jesus is a legitimate genetic ancestor to you, but a spiritual ancestor to your aunt. That actually makes so much sense. Okay, cool. And yeah, God bless you. God bless all of the people who are adopted, because that's been a hard road. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. They don't have, in the spiritual realms, there's not money, so it's like they're doing everything off of karma and positive energy. All right, we're going to cut the deck and see what we have here. 5 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so this is basically talking about how this person went into the spirit. They went into the spirit with 5 different people. Like, this is somebody telling, okay, you need to pray this prayer against collective. And so I'm seeing somebody that, first of all, one person is taking things out of the Torah. One person is taking things out of the Quran. So maybe this is the dark clip off, but yeah. Quran, and then one person's taking things out of the Bible, and they're using these as like weapons. So this basically talks about somebody trying to cheat you and even use illegal means to take something from you. Do not trust it. So I don't know why, BC, but I feel like whatever was in your room last night it's not like you did attract this, okay? Because we all attract everything in our life. But from what I can see, there is a third party interference, okay? And this external third party interference is something that is like able to jump into dreams, basically. Whatever it was doing, you had a mermaid lifetime where Ursula didn't just take one mermaid's voice. No, that's not what happened. She took every mermaid's voice, because the mermaid's voice controlled the ocean and all the sea. So, basically, what this being was doing was trying to keep you. Well, see, when you go to sleep at night, BC, you are healing. This being was trying to keep you from getting your voice back. I know that sounds weird, but okay, you were watching in third person. So it could be kind of like sleep paralysis. It's definitely out of body experience. And I've had experiences where spirits have literally tried to rip me out of my body while I'm asleep. And then when you get out of your body, if you can learn because when I got visited by this vampire, it came in through the window, and I was living on Indian burial grounds. So everything was manifesting like really fast. This entity came in and I was like in sleep paralysis, so I couldn't move, but it came up to my face and it was like, I'm going to come back when your stepdaughter's here or some shit. And I was like, the fuck you are. I got up out of my body. I was so pissed. And I pushed it into the corner. I did the sign of the cross and that thing ran. It flew. It just left. And I never seen that one ever again. But yeah, that was my experience with a vampire. So it could have been something like that. When you can learn how to get out of your body and then you assert your power, you are so much more powerful than anything that's in the dark and anything that's trying to look at you through the dream state. So we're obviously all interacting in the dream state is what I'm picking up on. So this also says that these people have underestimated you. You had that with Grays. Yeah. Yes. Good. That is so good. Okay. I'm not necessarily feeling like the Grays are negative for you. They're not, like I was saying the other day, they're not going to allow their experiment to be ruined. So these people that are making these bullshit offers to God, I'll sacrifice this if you just take this away from divine feminine or masculine. Like, shut the fuck up. Betrayal. So yeah, this is basically talking about dishonest people, right? So beware of that. These people will try to use illegal means. And yeah, getting like when you go to God and you ask for protection, but it's not warranted. Yeah, not all are for sure. But when you go to God and you're asking for protection, that there's no reason that you need to be protected from somebody because they're not doing anything, basically. Because Jesus's intervention, basically. They're afraid of the Jesus that exists in every single person that's alive. And it could have something to do with, I know that, one of my higher selves is a Shira, and she lived amongst a grove with a lot of, and that's actually the name of a tree. It's where the maypole came from in that whole tradition. But then the maypole ended up turning into the stripper pole. And so back in the day, they didn't want Yahweh's wife being worshipped. And they didn't, because the way they were worshiping her is they were stripping on poles, but they were wooden poles. Anyways, I'm getting that there is some energy that's around you right now that's of these trees that you had this other life with. So you were there. I feel like you were a wood nymph, and I'm picking up on that these trees are still communicating with you and they're still protecting you. So it may help you to work with okay, if you've got trees surrounding your property, you can enhance the energy of those trees to build basically a wall from tree to tree so that these negative things don't come to you while you sleep. Another good thing for you to do, I would suggest, is to get a dream catcher. So you want to get a dream catcher. You want to put it, above your head on the wall. Okay. Or if you can hang it from the ceiling, that's even better. But, oh, you know what? Fish hooks. What that means to me, well, I was Loki and Loki created the net, the fishing net. And so, but if you're seeing fish hooks, that could also mean, it's about finding how many fish are in the sea, basically. Yeah. Yeah. That's why Ragnarok, that's why they're trying to affect your solar plexus, because the inner child is deeply connected through the solar plexus. I don't know if y'all knew that, but it is. Okay. And it's like the more that you can, what I would suggest is Bumblebee Jasper, but if you can't purchase a stone, I would suggest going through affirmations and working on any parts of yourself that you feel low energy or low vitality, even if it's because these are thoughts. When thoughts are implanted into you, you have to start to become mindful and aware. And this is why awakening is so important. You become mindful and aware of these thoughts, and then you can stop them right in the middle of them and go, okay, that's not something I want to think about. And again, that's not my thought. When you can go, okay, if you ever are ever getting suicidal thoughts, that is not your thought, because that suicide is not in the human nature. I'm seeing this 8 of Swords restriction at the bottom, and I feel like these people, these people that made these requests are going to be restricted spiritually. Yeah, it was a dream. Okay. Well, it was a nightmare. Yeah. So they're actual spiritual horses. That's why I'm saying that, well, that are mares, that are nightmares. That's why I'm saying a dream catcher would be very beneficial for you guys to have one. Okay. They seriously do work. Again, they may not stop like sleep paralysis, but they will stop anybody else trying to enter your dream, and they will stop bad dreams. And so hang it on a wall, and then make sure you regularly cleanse it. Yes, moving your body is a really good way to free up stagnant energies that are blocking you. So this 7 of Swords, these people, they're being tested right now. God was testing their integrity. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely bless it once you buy it. Just bless it. You can say, I bless this dream catcher in the name of that is all that is good, righteous, holy, and true, to perform this task of collecting any negative energy or any negative dreams that are sent to me. So you can get some that have little crystals in them. There's a whole bunch of different variety. You can even go on Temu and shop for one. But you want to just get one that for sure has the net and webbing. And then if you get one that has turquoise in it, it's basically going to work how the Native Americans intended it to do. So I don't have one over my bed right now, but I work with Morpheus very often, almost every night. So I'm like intentionally being taken from my body to the dream realm. But where you're just going into your other lifetimes, I feel like it'd be really appropriate to have a dream catcher. And to cleanse it, you can use sage, you can use selenite, or you can open the blinds and allow the sunlight to shine on the dream catcher, and that will clear it. Those are 3 different ways. Wow, your adopted family is Native American. That's so interesting. Wow. That would be really cool to be adopted into a Native American family. You have so many dream catchers. Good for you, Ragnarok. That's awesome. Like literally, they work so well. So yeah, this person's extremely self-centered, and that's why, that's why they got denied. God doesn't see that you're doing anything that you need to be punished for. Okay? And so that's why this offering, whatever they did, I feel like somebody could have been, for some of you, somebody was sacrificing some black animal. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you guys know what that means. What would sacrificing a black animal mean? Oh my gosh. Amazing, BC. The Organite is some of the best energy ever created. Your dogs and 2 cats. Oh, they're all black? Wow. So yeah, I wonder what somebody else, see, this person made a sacrifice. They sacrificed a black animal. Wow. Yes, if your cat, okay, this is what I'm going to tell you guys to know for the future, if you don't already know this. If your animal at any time, what animals are is their protection system. They're also very linked into the animal realm, and they're very linked to you on a spiritual level, okay? Especially dogs and cats. Those have been specifically made to help us be protected, okay? So if your animal at any time starts to randomly get sick, and you know that, like, okay, like that, you know that your cat hasn't ingested no poison, right? If your cat or your dog ends up getting sick, or they end up passing away, that, and again, I'm not talking about dogs that are 17 to 20 years old that have lived a very long life that pass away. That is a normal experience. But when your cat is like 6, 7 years old, or even younger, or even a little bit older than that, and if it starts to randomly get sick, okay, that cat, what they do is they take the hit for you. This is why animals are so unconditionally loving. They will literally take on that negative energy for you. And so them getting sick or them passing away, your cat is 12, that's awesome, is a sign that somebody is sending an attack to you, and that they're sending an attack to unalive. Okay. Because if it would make you sick like that, especially if you see your cat plaque, if your cat or dog pukes any black shit, anything black, like black liquid that comes out, that is a sign of very satanic magic. Okay. So just know that if your cat does, and again, this is why you have to just be aware and make sure that your cat hasn't eaten something that could make them sick. But I think that cats are extremely intelligent, to be quite honest. But yeah, you'll definitely want to pray over your animals. If you can do Reiki on your pets, you guys, because I've seen animals that have had Reiki performed on them that had cancer, that had other diseases, that then got better and were able to move forward and lived a lot longer. So yeah, your cat gets sick every once in a while. That's because it's whatever's happening is on the moon phase. Now, on the dark side of the moon, there's a pyramid where these cat people live. And I feel like they're spiritually connected to the pyramids on this planet as well. And I feel like the cat people, they're kind of like Bastet, or Bast. Okay. So let's see. King of Pentacles. So you could be King of Pentacles energy right now, regardless of gender, which just means you're handling your business, right? There also could be a King of Pentacles that's in your life. Okay, so this is who this person's going to try to cheat out of money. Oops. And we've got the Eight of Wands. Bad time. This is a bad time for these people to plan this. So anyone can learn Reiki. You just have to find somebody who teaches Reiki. And I'm Holy Fire Reiki Master certified. So I would suggest just doing Holy Fire Reiki. It's the most powerful type of Reiki, and you get all of the other Reiki attunements with the Holy Fire. But there's attunements online, but they're not like having a person who's been attune you and then teach you how to draw the symbols and stuff. Sleepwalkers, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, people walk. That's kind of the idea, walking into other people's dreams. When you're having a third party experience, you're most likely seeing yourself and you're seeing whatever else is interacting with you. So this King of Pentacles energy talks about somebody who's a risk taker. They're sophisticated and successful. This is your guys' energy. It's just very confident and successful. And so, yeah, these people that are going to try to cheat you, they're going to try to make, this tarot reader that did this to you, Ragnarok, this is a bad sign. The Eight of Wands in the reverse is a very bad sign. It says that, they're missing a major piece of the important information. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Sending love to you guys. The energy is so good tonight. So this person I feel like they're very egotistical. And I feel like, them doing this, tried to get judgment called on you, and judgment ended up being called on them. Really foolish. But yeah, so, these people maybe want to make some type of financial deal with you. God's already calling judgment on it. This person just wants to attach to your energy, and they wanted your blessings. They thought that they were going to and this person, I'm not kidding, they argue with God in their head. They'll like literally be sitting in front of the cross in church, like, and being like, Jesus wasn't real. They'll argue with God in their head. There's something wrong with this person. Like, who the hell tries to tell the divine what they can and cannot do? That's something you'll never see me do. I know that God can do anything, and anything is possible. And I believe in real magic. I believe that if God wanted to turn somebody into a pig, God would. You know what I'm saying? So the Ace of Cups, you guys, this is intense friendship. Somebody was trying to say that you're unworthy of being loved. That's not stuff that you say to God. everybody's worthy of being loved. And it's most likely if they're an effed up person, it's because they were never loved. You know what I mean? So we got to just give all the people in our race a break. But at the same time, we don't have to allow this type of behavior. Like we can sidestep this shit. And this is exactly what I see you doing. Somebody doesn't want this message to get out because you're going to know that they were trying to go into the spirit realm and talk some stuff, basically saying that whatever you said to them was unjust and unfair and that you denied them something. I don't know what the hell you denied them. This person was feeling entitled. Okay. The only being that's ever entitled to your time and energy is God. Okay. And that's it. Other than that, you don't owe anybody anything. And I don't care if your parents birthed you, took care of you, if they adopted you, like you still don't owe anyone anything, right? You can live your life for yourself. Yeah, exactly. This 10 of Pentacles. You got an Ace of Cups and a 10 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. Inheritance, gift, and money, affluence and importance. Also material success. And you're gaining more security. You guys have leveled up. Confidence of self-unaliving. Yeah, we definitely, yeah, we definitely are not about unaliving. Because this is what I'm saying. Even people like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Who was a total whatever, serial killist. Oh my God. Serial killer. In his last days, he asked to have a priest come read him his rights, etc., etc. Right? He tried to repent. I honestly believe that, when people go to repent, if they're not authentic, if they're not being real with the Most High, then absolutely about Zeus, yeah, and Yahweh. I mean that completely, and it also connects to Thor and Odin. So it's like the Godhead kind of. But yeah, it's like if people are insincere when they repent, I feel like after he was in jail, he went through some stuff. And so he wanted to repent. And I do believe that God does forgive people when they're authentic. But when they're not authentic, I feel like this situation happens because they're going to God with a false request, basically. And that's like to gain, either sympathy or whatever. But you'll kind of know when somebody's authentic or not because God will not even show up to listen to this. In fact, Archangel Michael showed up to this, and that's why this person's in a lot of pain. This person could also be very sick. They could be very sick from what they tried to send to you, got returned right back to them, you know. And yeah, I definitely agree with unaliving the ego. And that's just the false self. All the ego is if if your mother and father knew that you were source, creator of all things, okay? And if they would have called you source, creator of all things, that would be part of your ego. But instead, they gave you a name. They called you Joey or Johnny or Susie, right? And so you grow up with that identification with your name through the word I. But anytime you say the word I, you are declaring to all that is that you are a sovereign being of light. Basically saying the word I creates, if you didn't have that word I, you would still be a part of all creation. There would be separation. There would not be any separation, excuse me. There would be no separation because you would still be a part of the unity consciousness of all. So, yeah, so that's why I'm going to just remind everybody that the I, the ego, we can allow that to die because that's the false reality. That's the false self. That's the part. Your ego is what binds into the matrix, basically. And so when you start to awaken, you take that, what's the red pill, I think, then basically you go through an ego death. You realize that all of these parts of yourself, they may be false, right? That you really are a being of light. Like that's what we end up realizing. And even in the dark night of the soul, we basically find our destiny or purpose then. And so it's like everybody has to go through this dark night of the soul crap. And it seems uncalled for, but it's like to figure out, to know thyself. That's the most important thing. Yeah. The we ever since. Exactly. I agree with that. Totally. Totally. And it's like the more that we meditate on that oneness, the more we awaken ourselves, and then we're awakening everybody around us. So we have a Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This person came out the other day. I feel like if you're a masculine energy, that you've got a competitor. This Knight in the reverse is competing with you, and you're okay. This Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, which means they're fleeting, they're argumentative, they have no sense of humor. This person's kind of a douchebag. Then you're in the King of Pentacles energy, which means that you have up leveled, you've upranked. This person doesn't have the ranking to call judgment on you, but you have the ranking to call judgment on them. So I feel like this feminine energy that I picked up on from the beginning is working with this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse masculine energy. Yeah, and possibly a Hierophant group. They could have even taken your name to a Hierophant group, to a religion, to a prayer circle. I don't know what this is. This feels like some type of secret society or coven, or it could even be something that where they talk online. Like, these people are really straight up stupid. They've tried to make these sacrifices and offerings against you guys, and what they're doing is leaving an electronic trail. Yeah, yeah, like, wait, exactly. And the only thing that you would need to sacrifice is all of the, thoughts and beliefs that do not serve you in this lifetime. That's what I make sacrifices to God all of the time. And I'm always sacrificing the things that keep me away from God. So basically, it's like you sacrifice everything, but you never sacrifice yourself, right? Because, not to bring up Jesus, but if that story played out the way it did, then either way, whether it was Judas or Jesus that died on the cross, either way, freaking that debt is paid through that ritual, right? That's how it should be. But people still try to come for other people. This is crazy. This is about you having an Ace of Cups and a Ten of Pentacles, you guys. And because you're higher ranked, this person did not know that you were higher ranked. This person thought you were regular schmegular, like nobody. Okay. And then you are all on some level. And this is like when I read for people, I locate who they are, what watcher they are, what they've been doing for the past thousands of years. You guys are actually spiritually high ranked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do have blessings, and no one can take your blessings. Okay. Because when God gives to you, God doesn't give to you the way that the world gives to you. The world gives to you shit that it could take away. But yeah. Oh, absolutely. They definitely are trying to test your strength and basically your ranking. That's what I keep getting, is that you just call ranking on these people and boom, they're done. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You're the high priestess. Even if you're masculine, you're still a high priestess. And this high priestess energy, this is why whoever's aunt it was that was a witch, this is why your witch wants you to study under her, because she wants this high priestess energy and she doesn't have it. And there's something off about this person's energy. For you, anyways. It doesn't seem like your aunt has a negative intention for other people as bad as she does for you. So it's kind of weird. These people are going to be really grieving because what they asked for is going to be done to them. Especially if this person decided to go behind, like, this is the type of person that when God says no, and like this Hierophant group says no, we're not going to fuck with you anymore, we're not dealing with your shit anymore, then this person's going to basically go behind God's back and do shit anyways, right? Thinking that they can outsmart God or outrank God. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but that's this person is literally paving their road brick by brick, or whatever, tile by tile, whatever roads are made out of, all the way to hell. This person's going to take themselves to hell, and they're most likely going to drag a bunch of these Hierophant people. Somebody could be like This could be like Bohemian Grove type stuff. So I don't know if somebody from a secret society has ever contacted you guys, because I feel like the Masons or something like that. I feel their energy really strong. Yeah, this collaboration of people. That is truly sad and pathetic. And you want to know the most effed up thing about this? I just think it's poetic justice. The fact that you are probably the only one alive that can actually help this person. You know what I mean? But why though? Jealousy, most likely, is what I'm getting. You have something that they don't have, and they don't like that. And what you have can't be bought with money, so they can't just go buy it. And so that's a real big issue. Yeah, she might never ask you, literally. She might never ask you. And again, rejection is protection, angel guides, for sure with that situation. Um But yeah, rejection can be protection sometimes. Sometimes it's just rejection. Sometimes it really is protection. I really feel like what's meant for you will come to you, and things that are not meant for you, nobody's going to be able to take your blessings, because your blessings come from heaven. They come from God. These people don't have, yeah, her husband just lost his leg. Oh, that's unfortunate. Wow. It's a risk. Yeah. So if you are feeling like you're being, are you feeling like you're being gang stalked, you guys? That's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this Hierophant group and this Three of Pentacles right next to it. I'm feeling like this is a Hierophant group that's attached to a community. Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like she's feeding off of your uncle's energy. So I don't know what's going on. It's going on with his root chakra. She's put some root on him. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of the Skeleton Key movie. If you haven't seen that, they put a root on somebody, on this old man, so he can't walk, so he can't move. It's really sad. Anyways, okay, you guys are feeling like that. That's the energy that I'm kind of getting. These people are seeing you in the High Priestess, and they're feeling intimidated. It does feel like a Truman Show. Yeah. You have people that are watching you because they're inspired by you, and they're not jealous. And then you have people who are watching you because they're waiting to see if their spell work has worked, and they are, attracted to you, but they don't have good intentions for themselves. These people are they're unable to love themselves, basically. Because if they love themselves, they would never come up against God like this. Because this is really, we just move you out of the way. This is actually about them trying to argue with God why you deserve to be the King of Pentacles, why you deserve to have the Ace of Cups, a Ten of Pentacles, and why you're the High Priestess. Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to bring new changes to your environment. I feel like this Hierophant group could have been a church, or like an online church or something like that. They are connected to, they could even be Luciferian people, but they're connected to this community in some type of way. All right. And this community are the people that are gang stalking and watching. That's what I'm picking up on. So it's like the community is watching to report back, to the Hierophant group. Yes. Welcome in, Robert. Yeah, we rebuke all gang stalkers, because the thing is that you're not being watched by these weirdos. You're also being watched by angels, extraterrestrials, Yeah, absolutely. You're being watched by higher beings, and these beings are being positive beings of light that the darkness cannot do anything to. Like, these are entities that have mastered their creation. Okay, so they're not influenced the way that people are, and so these are very powerful entities. I don't know what to call them, but light beings. They're higher dimensional versions of your guys' selves. And I feel like the more that you work with that inner part of yourself, that higher self, the more that everything's going to become clear to you, especially on the why, because I feel like you guys have been kind of blinded as to why people target you. It is because you're chosen. That is the reason. They can see an anointing on you and they can sense it and they can feel it. And for some people, it makes their demons just irritated, okay? Because they know that they can't have what God has promised you, okay, which is eternal love, eternal life. They know that they don't have that, and they'll never get that because they're unwilling to repent, ignorant, arrogant, etc., evil-minded, or they're possessed. And so we have to forgive anybody that's under witchcraft and anybody that's possessed, because those two situations will pull somebody out of their body, okay, so that they're having an out of body near death experience. Those two situations are very troublesome. And so we just have to be very compassionate with people and understand that God will only work in people's life to the extent that God will allow. God's not going to take away anybody's free will. So all we can control is the way that we react and what we choose to think and what we choose to do and what we choose to believe. And through doing that, we'll control our reality. But as far as trying to control anything else, I think everybody should just give up on that, because that's not what we're here to do. And we can't take away people's free will. We could lock them up, imprison them, torture them, we could do all heinous acts to people, but that still won't take away their free will. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to have the liberty gifted by God until God decides to take that away. And that, when you see that, that'll be like people going into spiritual jail. They'll go to hell, they'll go to purgatory, they'll be out of their body, never come back to their body, and get taken over by something else that won't attack a person. So that's kind of what God does. God will go, okay, you need to go to purgatory. We're going to put in a higher aspect of your same soul, your higher self, in your place, while we send this lower aspect off to purgatory to learn. So yeah, your guys' higher selves is the key here. It's the key to blocking these people. Okay, because these people they're basically throwing monkey wrenches into what you have working already. And so I'm feeling like you don't need to start a new practice or anything. Just keep doing what spiritual practice you're already doing. Somebody is trying to attack the gut. Okay. I am feeling that sacral and gut attack. Okay, this is an Empress in the reverse. This person could pretend to have abilities, or they could they could think that they're a practitioner of something. They could be initiated into something. They're definitely attached to this Hierophant group and this Knight of Pentacles. This person's very infertile. So if you're a divine feminine, this is a false divine feminine that is trying to be you and copy you. They're trying to copy your energetic signature. Ridiculous. But this person, they spend a lot of money and they're super broke. And so they're looking at you as some type of easy way. They're looking at you, this King of Pentacles energy, and they're seeing the 10 of Pentacles, and they're seeing the High Priestess, and they're thinking that you're using illegal magic, or this person's the one that's doing spell work on everybody. But just to be clear, they believe that the reason that you have the High Priestess ability is because, yeah, oh, good. I'm glad that you are getting your money together. It's your last day in the hotel. That's going to be amazing. Wow. I love you too. I hope that you have an easy move. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Really? Wow. See, when you have meditation experiences that make you nervous, change the scene of your meditation, because don't be afraid to meditate. I would most likely what happened is that when you went in to meditate, you could have cleared a block. And that's what I'm getting, is that your clairaudience just opened up. Then you heard a voice, right? Well, that voice was there the entire time. It's just you weren't tuned into that frequency. So don't be afraid to meditate. What I would suggest that you do is change the area where you meditate. Instead of doing whatever meditation that you did, next time you could do a walking meditation where you walk around the neighborhood and you're just very mindful of your thoughts. You're just looking at everything and you're just trying to go within. Another good meditation would be to go outside and sit, where there's trees, where there's birds, where there's sunlight, and do a sun meditation. So you can do a fire meditation by lighting a fire, meditating on the fire, listening to the sounds of the fire and hearing what comes through. It can be very startling when your clairaudience opens up, and that's the high priestess is about these types of abilities. So when these gifts open up, you can have two types of experiences that I've experienced. One where you feel like there's a voice going on inside your head. It could feel like a personality that comes through. And two, you could be hearing a voice that you feel is outside of your head. Okay. When you can decipher between those two, that's when you're going to know where the voice is coming from, right? If it's coming from within or if it's coming from somebody else. Yeah. And so you can always meditate on literally Jesus's energy, that Christ consciousness energy. And you can feel like wherever it is in the body, start moving it up the spine so that it actually is activating your Kundalini, right? Because I feel like this group, the way that they stop people from awakening is they shut down their Kundalini and they shut down their chakras. And so if you can keep your chakras cleared by, grounding your energy, you can do a clearing chakra or a balancing chakra meditation. And then all of that energy that has been sent, like using that one power that you have and going like, okay, everything that has been sent, send it back. Like it could just be needing you to just say, send it back. Like I am the high priestess. I do not accept that energy or these thoughts and beliefs. They're not mine. And so somebody that's trying to tamper with your mind, tamper with the way that you think and tamper with your abilities, they're going to get knocked on their ass by you. Just a voice screams something at you. Yeah, I've had pretty horrible experiences too like that. But don't let that stop you from meditating, okay? I would literally take it on as a challenge. If every time you go to meditate and something screams at you, just learn how to not give a fuck about that. Cuz like I'm going to tell you guys, demons and spirits and stuff, they don't have power over your personal power. Yes, they can manipulate other people in the reality and they can work through other people. But as far as them being able to overpower you or even get into your guys' body, no, your earth angels, you're going to see those demons stay the fuck away from you. They may stand 10 feet away from you and you may still see them. But again, they're there because something within your thoughts and beliefs or reality has drawn them in. Or again, somebody else could try to be sending that, but still you have the authority over your energy and your reality. So anything that comes into your reality, you can have control of. If that makes sense. Everything that you see, we all have our own world and we're all collectively creating a world together as well. But yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's no soul and spirit, source, creator of all things, God, all of that, like all of that is the same thing to me. I know that there's only one source. There's only one. And so working with that oneness, that unity consciousness is the way that we're going to heal. This person is very, very immature. Like I feel like they're younger than you, but they still know better. Backfire is trying to attack Leviathan. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure that I'll hear about that later for sure. Yeah. But knowing that everything has a purpose, dark and light, you have to understand that everything works for God. And if God says, devil, you can't do any more to this person, then that's the devil can't do any more to this person, So that's when they'll start working through other people around. But yeah, 5 of Pentacles energy. This person is making requests so that you end up in the 5 of Pentacles. This is not going to happen. That means that all of look at these people. They're basically crippled. Okay. Like that's definitely where these people are headed. like what I said, what they requested to God and whatever I don't know why people would sacrifice a black animal. Again, if you guys figure out what that means, why they would do that, but I don't have a good feeling about it. This person also wanted you to gain a lot of weight. That's not going to happen. You're not a gluttonous person. In fact, if anything, you're becoming more aware of your solar plexus. Disabled, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, disabled but not crippled, only limited, for sure. That's what these people are asking. They basically were requesting this, the divine do some stupid shit like this, and God's like, what? Why? What? The funny fact is that if they hadn't mentioned your name, they would have not got their prayer listened to at all. But then for God and the angels to have heard what this person said in their heart and in their mind and with their lips, they're like, hell no. Like hell to the no. This hangman in the reverse, they tried to sacrifice you with this Hierophant group. So maybe that's what the black animal's for. I don't know why they would do a sacrifice with a black animal, but yeah, I just keep seeing that over and over again, that's something very significant and something, it brings about death or something. So yeah, these people are being pressured by society to get their shit together. I feel like the people that are surrounding these people are really looking at these people side-eyed, being kind of like, what in the freaking hell is wrong with you? Like, why do you keep focusing on this person in the collective? We've tried to do everything that we could possibly do to this person, and it just comes up that this person's a high priestess, you know? Yeah, Pisces energy. I do feel that there could be a very low vibrational Pisces that's going on right now. I picked up on that energy yesterday, but I don't usually talk about zodiacs because I don't want people to think that I'm judging their zodiac sign, because literally there's positive and negative people of every zodiac, right? There's some high vibrational Pisces and some low vibrational. High vibrational Pisces are very intuitive. They're very, they use their voice to heal people. They're very great people. You have a 3-year black cat and 2 new black kittens. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. See, no sacrificing them. That's protection. Every time you have another black cat, that's another veil of protection. So this 5 of Swords, these people are going to basically try to save themselves. And it's not going to work. Their access now to the spiritual realm and the ethers has been denied. And they're being shamed and humiliated by this Hierophant group that they worked with. I heard Mormon, and then I heard Baptist, and then I heard Episcopalian. And I heard Jehovah's Witness. So those could be some of the organizations that are looking side-eyed at these people going, what in the hell? What in the hell is wrong with you? Why are you taking us down this path that's going to lead us right into hell, where God's not going to forgive us, and we'll cry out to God and we won't be heard? Like, that's basically what this Hierophant has figured out that this person's been doing. Yes, I do. I love black cats, and I love Bastet, and so I feel like so much protection. Really? So you are dieting, okay? And don't think of yourself as being obese. I want you to literally be like, I return all of this fat back to the person that sent it to me, because it could have been, something that got triggered a long time ago with you. Also, I feel like this diet that you're doing is working pretty well. What you could integrate is like using your intuition when you go shopping, so that when you're standing in front of fruits and vegetables, you're going, okay, you're asking your higher self, or you're using a pendulum, or you're doing muscle testing, and you're asking, which of these foods is my body needing, right? And then picking from that. And then also, if you feel like your root chakra is low, eat foods that are red, brown, or root based, like carrots, potatoes, okay, that are earthy. And then if you feel like your upper chakras are blocked, you can always start drinking, tea. Of course, you have to read the back of teas to make sure that the tea that you have, you can, like, some teas you're only supposed to drink once a week or something like that. Okay. Like, I'm going to suggest dieter's tea, you guys. This tea will make you skinny. And what it does, dieter's tea. Okay. What it does is it detoxes you, and it has this one root. I don't know what it's called anymore, but I forget what it's called right now. But what it does is it goes through your intestines and all of your bowel and everything like that. And it grabs all of the stuff that's stuck and helps you have a bowel movement, right? Pink moon coming in. Awesome. Yeah, it helps you have a bowel movement, but you end up getting rid of all of this extra shit, basically, that you were holding on to, or just was stuck in your abdominal and digestive system. Okay. This is something that I really would suggest is going to help you guys with detoxing and specifically losing weight. That's why it's called dieter's tea, because you just lose weight. And the more that you keep doing it, you do it like once a week or so. Always ask your doctor. Again, like, always make sure you're asking your doctor if you're on medications and stuff. And then I also heard intermittent fasting. One way that you get control over your own energy is through fasting. Yeah, absolutely. Is through fasting. So this person, they're in the Nine of Swords. This is current energy. They're in the Nine of Swords. They're in grief. They're suffering. They're in regret. They feel embarrassed and ashamed that they ever asked any of this stuff to be done to you, basically, that they were on this type of time. Because they know that your strength is something that this world cannot beat. Your strength, like your strength is unmatchable. And so it frightens these people. It frightens this Hierophant group, and it also frightens the community they're connected to. Yeah, it helps to control hunger, but it helps to control what you are eating spiritually and mentally, what foods you're digesting, what words you're saying, what you are, if you're feeding off of anger, stuff like that. Like, and then it gives you, because probably the primitive human didn't have food all the time. So it gives you control over your hungry. It gives you control over your hungry. It gives you control over your hunger. So when you're hungry in the future, you won't have like if you miss a meal, you're not going to have stomach pains and all of this stuff. That's why I always say intermittent fasting, especially if you guys are taking medications, that you don't want to just be taking medications and fasting for a long period of time. A lot of the intermittent fasting can do you, it disconnects generational curses. If you've eaten anything that was cursed or spell worked or whatever, these kitchen witches and shit, if they've dosed you with anything, then you doing the dieter's tea, getting all of that stuff out of your body. So there's no more trace of whatever it was that, yes. Yeah, it's your thoughts. Absolutely. Dandelion tea is great for liver detox. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. And so it's definitely the thoughts that you think, that you want to think, you want to meditate when you're fasting, and you want to be connecting with God, because you're going to detach demons from your physical body that were connected to you. Or we could just call them attachments. We don't have to call them demons, because I don't know what the hell they are, but they're not positive for the body. They're parasitic things. So like, basically by doing, and okay, I watched a video yesterday where all these people were like, I'm giving up on spirituality. It's so toxic. No one has entity attachments. No one has chakras out of balance. No one has, okay. I am like literally somebody who worked in a store for a very long time, many years, and had people coming into the store every single day. And every single day, when I looked at their chakras, there was a chakra that needed to be worked on. Like, that's general life. Your chakras are the energetic systems that keep your physical body moving and going. And so I don't know, there's a lot of people that are just talking shit about the spiritual community because of people saying that they're star seeds and light workers, and it sounding, like weird. But again, I just think everybody should just be themselves. And whoever you truly are is actually beautiful, So yeah, so this toxic spirituality, I'm like, not believing that in my eyes, if you find out that you have an attachment, that's the first step to removing that. And then you get to feel better. So like that's kind of a positive. You know how people will say that um ignorance is bliss? Ignorance is just fucking ignorant. Like, wouldn't you rather know that you have something to work on? Or would you like to be misled and to think that you have no karma, that you're ascended master? Bitch, if you were an ascended master, you would be in heaven right now with the ascended masters. Like, you wouldn't be on the earth. And maybe some of you do have higher selves that are ascended masters. But what I'm saying is, like, right now in this walk of life, we're having a human experience, even though we're spiritual beings, right? And so, um, yeah, I do get that there are some toxic spiritual people that like to get people riled up and stuff, karmic energy, but I'm not getting that people are trying to, there may be some people that are trying to mislead others for financial gain, creating illusions. 7 of Cups in the reverse. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, they're dealing with life on a very superficial level. What I think is happening is that people are getting into spirituality. Yeah, I mean, and every time we end a cycle with somebody, we begin a new one because everything we have is based off of cycles. And so that's just the way of life, right? Um, how are they deleting your comments? Wow, I don't think anybody else should be able to do that. That's weird. Um, but yeah, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, these people, like, they're dealing with life on a superficial level, and if they want to stay, like, this is why spirituality is different than religion. You know, these people, there are a lot of people right now leaving spirituality to go back to religion because they don't want to have to be personally responsible for their own reality. Religion gives you the thought that somebody else is creating your reality, right? Even though we know the kingdom of heaven is within, the kingdom of God exists within. So if you need to connect with God, you go within, and that's where you find it. You're not gonna, if you keep searching everywhere else on the planet, you're never going to get there, right? These people, I'm telling you, they're dealing with life on a superficial level. They're carrying a 10 of Wands and they want to be saved. They want a Jesus to come in. Some of these people are looking at you like you are Jesus, okay? And again, we all have that ability to hold that Christ consciousness within us and to go back to a pure state of existence, right? But not all of us have Jesus within. You know, we're all working on ourselves though. And even the people that are still asleep in the matrix, because I know that you guys are, yeah, we create our own. I know that you guys are, we create our own Christ consciousness. I know that all of you guys are awakened from the matrix. And that's a big problem to some groups of people, you know, like, especially me waking everybody up and reminding you guys of who you are, that you're not whatever they said your name is. You are who you are. You are so much more than that. This strength is something, I mean, this woman is trying to close that mouth of a lion. Like, that's strong. So I do feel like you have a lot of positive support coming in at this time. Okay, your ancestors and angels are closer to you now than they've ever been since the 4-4 portal. The 4-4 portal that opened up angelic protection. Yeah, literally. Your higher self is like integrating now into the physical. So you're going to be experiencing a change in your physical body, right? That means that you could end up growing a little bit taller. You could end up shrinking. Like, I don't know what the changes are going to be, but they're going to be positive changes for your body. It's going to be less density. Yeah, this person is very, very childish. This Page of Wands energy, I feel like somebody may want to burden somebody through their child by burdening their child. See, this is what I think is really messed up. If these people up here have children, they should not be trying to request that you go broke and that you become impoverished and that you are in the 5 of Pentacles. That's what I would say, 5 of Pentacles, broke and impoverished. They should not be requesting that because they have children that they need to take care of. Their child to them, to this person, these people, is literally a 10 of Wands. It's a complete, this person considers their child to be the worst burden to ever exist. Wow, 444 is Joffiel's number. Love that. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. That it's like that's obsessive burdens, right? So this person's trying to make you be homeless, trying to take from you and your children, and trying to take from your future. And this has backfired epically bad. Epically bad. They also tried to do something with the police, and that has backfired now too. So they're basically, it's going to be sad because this person has kids. They're going to be made homeless. Their kids are going to be thrown out in the street because God takes it personally. God says, well, you were going to try to do this to my child. And so I'm going to now do this to your child. And I guess that's fair, but it's sad to watch. Absolutely. Children are always a blessing. Even if you have a child with a disability, they're still a blessing. That's still a blessing, you know? So it's like, but this person, this group of people that's working against you that went into spirit and requested some dumb shit, they don't value their children. They see their child as a burden and as an expense that they don't want to have. Yeah, this Knight of Wands in their reverse energy, very immature. This person has emotional problems, cannot commit, no discipline. They anger easily. This is somebody that you cannot work with. Keeps dark secrets. So I'm definitely getting some type of negative vibe off of that. Somebody could end up trying. I mean, somebody wants to succeed over you, like wants to win something so bad that they're willing to sacrifice their child. And maybe whatever this black sacrifice that they did, sacrificing a black animal, is how they spiritually sacrifice their child. Because I feel like this person wants to succeed to the point where they're gonna do something that's gonna ruin the rest of their life, basically. And they didn't see, and if they were trying to sacrifice your child, they did not consider what would happen if that energy returned back to them. They wanted to have some type of financial turnover, like just they wanted the tables to turn in their direction. And now they're facing financial doom because what they've invested. Yeah, never sacrifice family. That's like, the Romans and Greeks, the greatest sin was to harm a family member. And I agree with that. Like, even if you are born into the most karmic family and you're being abused, still try to show compassion as much as you can. And if you are in a situation like that, you shouldn't be watching tarot, but you should go to the police and seek help. But I feel like, a lot of us grew up pretty different. Like, yeah, it's money. This is what they're trying to steal from you, or what they wanted was the blessings that are your pennies are coming from heaven. This isn't a worldly thing. These people are of this world. They want your financial abundance, calling in positivity. Yeah, they want your financial abundance and they want it now. They wanted it yesterday. And whatever this Hierophant practitioner is that promised these people your blessings is now being shunned, basically. So you basically outranked the Hierophant and are getting the Hierophant shut down. It's crazy how deep this shit goes. Yeah, some of you guys have had Masons that are family members that you just didn't know, like uncles and aunts and stuff like that, grandparents. And some of you just have natural magic. You have a natural power. This is why you cannot be beat. And this is why you're so strong that you could carry all 10 of these burdens, but they're not your burdens. You could carry the world on your back like Atlas, but you don't need to. You know what I mean? So them trying to request that, oh, wow. The Tower in the reverse. This is them being mollywopped, you guys. Mollywopped in the spirit realm. This basically says that they're causing their own pain and their freedom is threatened. Their literal freedom is threatened. And it's because you're still this King of Pentacles energy. And you have the Ace of Pentacles, and because judgment's been called. And again, they were working with the Magician in the reverse to try to deceive somebody. I don't know what this is. If this is another tarot reader that's using magic, they're in the freaking Tower in the reverse for this shit. They should definitely not. And then I'm definitely picking up on this same energy of this one woman that watches me that doesn't subscribe, but she definitely abuses her children and neglects them. And I am tired of this stanko coming up in the energy. But yeah, these people are also very distracted from what they need to focus on. So they're not going to be making their quota, their goal, their financial, whatever. Yeah, like literally, they're not going to be able to pay their bills because they're focusing on you and your life way too much. This is like not normal. This is not a normal obsession. This person could even have 2 children, literally, that they care for. Oh my gosh. And they're just completely neglectful. I mean, children are pretty like I guess every child's different, but you could always be a better parent and teach your child how to do things, you know? Yeah, if you say return to sender, you're just basically sending everything that was sent to you back to wherever it came from, known and unknown, seen and unseen. And so you don't have to worry about any karma hitting you. Again, these people are the ones that have the karma because of their intention. And you don't have when you return something back to the sender, all you're saying is that that's not my energy and I don't want that. Thank you. And you're basically just saying, yeah, I don't want this energy. It's not mine. But the person that's responsible for the energy, it will go back to them, and they most likely have you know karma because they're the ones sending the energy, so they most likely are using a negative unjustified karma, which means that this was not planned, premeditated before this lifetime. It's since we've been in the game of this lifetime and in the matrix that this person has decided to do negative actions against you. Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely, yeah, no, this top line, this is people that are not you. The bottom line is your energy. So it's like dishonesty in business, the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So yes, these people wanted to steal something from you business wise, but it's an ability that you have to make money. Literally, that's what this is. That's what this is about. Yeah, these people are also, like I said, the Empress in the reverse is living out of her means. She's spending a lot of money. She's spending a lot of money on practitioners to keep this psychic shit going. She's spending a lot of money on shit. And she wants you to spend all of your money so that you end up broke, but that's not going to happen. She wants you to have extra expenses. This could have been somebody that in the past with you, what you thought was a friend that you had nostalgic memories with. And you'd be like, God damn, like, I can't believe it's them that's doing this. It's because of this high priestess energy that you hold. Yeah, absolutely, Ragnarok. Absolutely. When you do the return to sender and you always forgive yourself and you always just, if you can forgive them, but always forgive yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. But Robert, it's something else that you're doing. Some other skill that you have. You could like play the guitar, you could write music, you could write poems, you could do something else creative. You could like make furniture out of objects. I don't know. You could, it's something else that they do that you're a dreamer. It's something else that they do, that you do, excuse me, that they want to do and that they want to be able to do. It's part of your inheritance. This isn't just going to be your career, it's your birthright. This is your birthright. And it's an inheritance, gift, large sum of money. It could be a home that was left to you. Again, these people are very jealous that, you know, you could even be like retired or something like that. And still there's something that is here for you to do. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's just no need of, the only type of like offensive magic is really just protection. I feel like people do a lot of chaos magic, that's most likely what they're using. And then that's all coming from one star that's called the Eye of Algol. And it's like the evil eye. It's like in the sky where Medusa's head is, because there's Perseus holding Medusa's head. Excuse me. One of her eyes is that star. And so that's the energy that they pull upon when they're pulling upon chaos magic. So you could be with the Queen of Swords, or you could be in the Queen of Swords energy, just cutting people off. But I feel like this Queen of Swords person is somebody who is like, I don't know if she's associated with, this person is associated with these people. This person conceals their true emotion, vicious gossip and betrayal, not a true friend. So this is definitely somebody you thought was a friend in the past. Says what she thinks people wants to hear. She is envious of you. Do not trust this woman. She causes problems for you. So there it is. That's definitely the energy of the reader right there. And I feel like this could also be the same person that's the Empress in the reverse. That could be the same individual. But it doesn't have to be. It could be two different ones, but I do feel like they've got very much the same type of energy. Just, yeah, Eight of Swords in the reverse. They wanted to falsely imprison you in some type of way, get you caught up with the police. That's backfired. Like I said, now they need to develop a new strategy, and they need to get out of your energy, because literally I feel like if you do a cleansing and a prayer to specifically get rid of this energy, and we do that, we pray to specifically get rid of this energy. Absolutely. That this is going to just go back to the person that sent it, and they're going to be forced to deal with it. Yeah. King of Wands in the reverse. Beware of somebody that ends up like wanting to make some type of, because the King of Pentacles makes deals and contracts. So again, they could be coming up with a new strategy to involve a King of Wands in the reverse. That could be basically sending somebody in to do business with you that will screw you over or something like that. Yeah, absolutely. Wheels is God's eye, kind of like the Igigi. And I'm watching the Wheel of Time right now, and it's like the best show ever. I really, really like it. I suggest it for you guys. Yeah, so this is like, also, this person's extremely ignorant. So when you're dealing with somebody that's extremely ignorant, it's very difficult to get them to be reasonable or logical, right? Yeah, they're okay. So what they're wanting to do is they want to extract the sexual energy, Ragnarok, that sacred sexual energy. Okay, I did a yoni cleanse the other day for the first time, and you can take like a steam bath, but you basically just make sure your undercarriage is all cleansed, or you can use sage and put like the sage down there and sage that area. Okay. Another thing that you could do is get, they could have some that are a little bit bigger than this size, that work for the sacral chakra. And then you could play that singing bowl anytime you feel them try to tap into your energy. Because when you practice retention, see, when you have an orgasm, you are releasing it's a release, right? You're releasing a high amount of energy, and sexually charged energy is very good for manifesting. So if you have somebody that is wanting to receive this energy, let's say you have a partner from the past that you're still connected to with the cord, you could have an orgasm, and part of your energy could be going to fuel that person just because you haven't cleansed them out of your energy. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Continue to use sage. Continue to use sage and Palo Santo if you have that. Because what sage does is it wipes out all positive and negative energy. So it just gives you a clean state. And then you want to replace back with positive energy, which that's why I say sage and Palo Santo. Palo Santo is one of the most powerful cleansing tools. So both of those, and then you can do a yoni steam, which, make, if you don't have a steam maker, you can always boil a pot of water and use the steam from that, add in some herbs and bless it, pray over it, okay? And then stand over it and let the steam go up and clear your undercarriage, because that's what I'm picking up, is that it needs to be cleared all the way. And then if you got a sacral bowl, it would greatly help you at this time. And then you would just have it for the future in case you wanted to play a singing bowl. But yeah, that's what I would suggest with that. Also, you can work with carnelian. Carnelian is a great stone for the sacral chakra. And it looks just like this. Okay, this is carnelian. So you can use carnelian to protect and boost the sacral chakra. Okay, let's see. So I feel like we're going to do the dark confession cards because I want to see what this person's intentions are. Because if you know that, if you know what they're doing and how they feel, it's going to be so much easier to sidestep whatever they try to send your way. But know that you have a real connection to the Most High God within you. And yes, 11 is wish and release. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I can. I have a humongous sacred bowl. Give me 1 second. I am going to just I'm just going to play that really quick. Okay. And the sacral chakra is note D, by the way. I will type that in the sacral chakra. Note D. Okay, yeah. Wow. Much lighter in here now. Yes. Yes. Seriously, the sound bowls work so good. Okay, so this person's saying, I have lost faith in you and cannot see a future with you anymore. So this is why they want to steal, basically. I know what I am doing. I play dumb to keep you confused. Beware that this person will try to conceal their emotions towards you, and they may act like they're really supportive, but on the inside, they're like not really supportive. Like this is what is going on the inside with them. Like I was saying, this person at some point was arguing with God and arguing with the crucifix about Jesus existing. This person was then arguing with God about you existing. And I think that that's weird that this person, anytime it sees the Christ light in any individual, and there are people walking around that are descendants of Jesus, anytime, and Mary Magdalene, anytime that they freaking see that, they completely go AWOL, just like crazy. I don't understand what you see in me. I don't feel attractive. Again, this person, they want you not to feel attractive because they don't feel attractive. I don't want to be contacted right now. I wish to be left alone. This person is going to try to ghost you, and that's how you're going to know who this person was. I feel like the psychic Ragnarok that went into the spirit and requested God to basically punish you. I feel like she feels stupid right now for doing that. Because it's not just you she asked to punish. She asked God to punish a lot of people that were chosen ones. It's really weird, bizarre that somebody would sense a chosen anointing and get so envious and jealous like that. Oh, New Brunswick, Canada. Awesome. Canada's an amazing place. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going through a roller coaster of emotions. I won't admit it. This person's emotions are like just completely off the charts. If there was a grid, it would literally go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing that I'm going to talk about too. Thank you for reminding me, Ragnarok. There are people that will go into the spirit and they'll say that they are you or that they have your permission to do something. And obviously, God knows who you are. God knew who you were before you were born. God knows who you are after you die. God knows who you are while you're alive. There is no confusion about who is who. And so these people are getting their ass beat by the archangels. I'm not kidding. No one else makes me feel the way that you do, but I'll take it to the grave before I tell you. So yeah, this person could be really emotionally holding on to you. I smile on the outside, but I am dying on the inside. I am keeping secrets from you, and I hope that you don't find out. What else? Rejecting you was protecting myself. I was being selfish. So yeah, I feel like that's the type of energy that you're kind of dealing with. I knew I was losing you, but I didn't do anything to fight for you. No, this person went and decided to fight against you, and that was the stupidest thing they could have done. I'm not sure I can meet your expectations. The pressure is too much for me. This person is unwilling to change. They don't want to look within, and they don't want to get in their divine life purpose. This person wants your divine life purpose, but your guys' everything is not the same. Even though we're all one being, we're all one consciousness and unity and everything, we still have individual, that's what the ego is our individual personality. We all have individualness, and your path is not this person's path. This person's tried to make your path their path, and they're failing at it. And they feel like you're showing off, but you're just doing you. You're just being yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. They're getting slammed out in the freaking astral realm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And this is why controlling anger is so important, you guys. Like, Robert, I totally understand going through that, because literally it is so difficult when you have somebody that's out here purposely trying to put that energy on you, or they're trying to basically trigger you, right? So once you know that, okay, well, this is what's going on, this person is trying to trigger me. This person says, I think of you at night when the world is asleep and my mind is awake. That's one of the most unattractive, annoying, horrific things. To somebody's just like, okay, I had an experience where I woke up and my ex-husband was like this far away from my face, and his eyes were like this big, and his pupils were literally like that big. He was possessed. Worst experience ever, right? This person is literally staying up at night, doing some type of magic, getting possessed, and focusing on you. So that's what you're feeling. I know that you may not feel the same way for me as I do for you, of course. I have things going on in my life that require my full attention. This person has so much shit going on that they should not be focusing on you. They have too many problems. And like, in their mind, their children are burdens, which is very abusive. To treat your child like a burden, that's freaking just abusive and neglectful. And it's not even just the emotional abuse, but the physical abuse that this person is doing. They're going to probably have a child services case coming up here pretty soon. You have become too difficult for me to handle. That's a big turnoff. Yeah, this person feels like you're too big, that they can't do what you're doing because you do it too well. You're too big and you're too accurate. I'm finally seeing my worth, yet I still feel unworthy of your love. This person is unworthy of your love. And again, we give unconditional love to everything. Like, unconditional love, that's what we give to dirt. So when you give unconditional love to a person, it's that dirt love. It's that love that you have unconditionally, because the dirt is made up of the earth, and that's what God's given us. So we're grateful for that. We love that unconditionally. That doesn't mean that when you give somebody unconditional love that you're giving them this special, precious love. No, unconditional love is what you give to everything, because you know that it's source. But this person is mistaking unconditional love for romantic love. And I feel like, yeah, you got some energies that are interested in you personally. And I feel like, you being the high priestess is a major diss to this person, because they can't be you if you're being you. You know what I mean? And this person is copying you in some type of way. And that's why I'm saying it, that you guys have some type of skill that this person wants. And we know that skill is something, yes, friends, animals, people, family, we know that skill is not something that somebody can buy with money or can use witchcraft to take. Skill is something that you have to like work with, you know, you work with a task and it becomes a skill. Yeah, and that's the point, that we're all grateful for what we have, and we know that we would never want to wish our suffering on anybody else or vice versa. This people that you were dealing with, they don't feel that way. They want misery. They want people to suffer with them. Okay, we're going to finish with the cat calls card. You rock. Absolutely. This is basically their issues, that you rock. Don't be afraid to dream big. These people are trying to mess with your dream state. I really recommend getting the dream catcher. And yeah, like I was saying, you can use sage and Palo Santo to cleanse it, or you can open the blinds and let the sunshine, make sure that the sunshine does hit it, and that will cleanse it. But you want to just basically be doing that at least once a week. You can add additional charms onto your dream catcher that will help you with dreaming, like amethyst and turquoise. Those are two that you can add on there. So yeah, be very creative with it. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. A little encouragement can go a long way. So remember to encourage yourself, especially if you feel like, oh, this just feels like it's too much. That's not your energy. The more that you know yourself, the easier your life is going to be, because you'll be able to go, okay, this is not my energy, so I don't have to engage in it. Give your best today and you won't regret tomorrow. And that's absolutely true. I'm going to type in the name of the stone that I'm wearing. It's called carnelian. And you can get it pretty much anywhere online. Right. Carnelian stone for sacral chakra. Yeah. I feel like pray over your animals. If you do Reiki over your animals. If you do any type of energetic healing, quantum touch, anything like that, definitely be blessing your animals and your pets at this time, because the person that was attacking you, they are sending a general chaos. Taurus, Saturn is your house rising. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Taurus, great energy. Very successful people, Tauruses. And then Saturn being in your house rising, that's like being like an angel of death. That's wild. Wow. That's cool. Tap into your magic. Absolutely. This is what's going to free you from the limitations that this person's trying to put on you. Because they feel, this is the thing, they feel that they're limited, so they just believe naturally that you are also limited, but you don't have the same limitations as this person. You know, this person specifically had children that were disabled. Yeah, angel of death. Yeah, for sure. Right on. I love rock and roll and metal and all of that stuff. I like In This Moment's one of my most favorite bands. So raise your hand if you know that you're amazing. Absolutely. You are capable of amazing things. Seriously, you are. Stay curious and learn something new today. Yeah, the more that you keep your brain in the mode of learning. Venus is your Virgo rising. Wow. Okay, so I think that Virgo is probably one of the most powerful signs in the zodiac. There are some that are just very, very powerful. And having Venus in your Virgo, wow, Friday birth, Venus love, absolutely. Yeah, I was born on a Friday also. So yeah, wow. Mine was a 13th though. So every once in a while, my birthday will come around and it'll be like a Friday 13th, and I have the best birthday then. Usually my birthday is just not very good for me. I'm unapologetically myself. I love this cat's face. That's so funny. He's like, I see you. Oh, wow. Tears Day. Yeah. Tuesday, for sure. The day of war. Absolutely. Mars Day. Everyone's journey is different. Don't compare your path to someone else's. This is what this person needs to stop doing with you because, again, I feel like we're all famous in the spirit, not everyone on the earth, but who's in the chat right now and who's going to be my collective. We're all famous in the spirit, and it's only a matter of time until that manifests into the physical, and that's what these people are trying to stop. Welcome in, Zachary. Okay, are you Aries? Well, what I'm going to tell you right now is that you need to love yourself. Okay. There is a part of what you're experiencing that has to do, yeah, golden years for sure. There's a part of what you're experiencing that has to do with somebody else crushing your heart, but also like it's next Wednesday. Well, happy birthday. Happy early birthday. You're naturally charming. Absolutely. Happy early birthday. So yeah, what you're experiencing right now, okay, is when I look at your heart, I am seeing layers and layers and layers of pain. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to clear this. We're going to clear this pain and we're going to open your heart chakra. Okay. Just because I feel like if you can learn to love yourself, Zachary, your heart chakra will open. It will go back to a normal state of being open and cleared. Okay. And yeah, exactly. You're always going to end up loving yourself. So that's going to be the most important thing. Whoever this person is that you feel is rejecting you or is, well, I'm seeing somebody crushing your heart, crushing it, like crushing it. So that's bizarre why I'm being shown that. But I feel like when you're dealing with somebody that's trying to pull on your heartstrings and they're trying to mess with your emotions or emotionally destroy you, that's when you need to love yourself the most and take good care of yourself, which means, drink water, go for a walk, make sure you ground your energy and make sure that you're actively, playing a heart chakra bowl. We can do that. You can play the heart chakra bowl. You can do a heart chakra meditation. You can call upon Archangel Raphael. Yeah, I would be calling upon the angels for healing and protection from this person because you've got some very nasty, angry energy that's trying to cause you to be, yeah, it's your ex for sure. That's trying to cause you, they're trying to crush your heart, literally. Oh, I'm so sorry that you miss her. Yeah. Just continue to love yourself. That's all I can say is going to be the best thing for you right now. And if it's meant to be, I know that people say this, but it's actually true. If it's really meant to be with her, first of all, I feel like there's something unequally yoked in the relationship with this person and that you've been put in the position you're in right now more than once. That's not healthy it's like I can't say that anybody's wrong or right. It's not bad. It's just not healthy to be in a relationship where it's going like on really hard, off really hard. Your guys' energies between the two of you are very magnetic. That's what keeps pulling you together. But there's also something about your guys' energy when it comes together that it breaks apart again. So there's something going on. I don't know if this is like accusations or what this is, but I really feel like you're being led. I feel like you're being led on, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys have made up and broken up and made up and whatever. Like this is just kind of an on and off thing that I'm feeling. And so I am feeling like, you know, love yourself. Love yourself first, okay? That's what God needs you to do. Then when God is ready to bring you somebody, this person will never crush your heart. I'm telling you, when you guys are with your true person, your highest compatible, your true person, that person is not going to crush your heart like this. Like, this is what I'm feeling is cruelty. You're being treated very cruel by this person. It's not cool. Oh my gosh, we're at an hour and 44 minutes. Okay, we're going to do one more card. But yeah, and honestly, I know that it feels like you're losing right now, Zachary, but it may be better that you don't see this person again, especially if they're going to keep manipulating your heart like this. Like, this is just emotional manipulation. But yeah, small steps every day. And if you don't know where to start loving yourself, wherever it hurts, start taking those small steps every day, because you're going to work your way into your shadow, and then you're going to heal whatever abandonment issue is going on. Have faith. Absolutely. Have faith in yourself, and have faith in the God that exists within you, and have faith in the Most High God, that literally, if God wanted you to be with somebody, he would pair you with somebody that nourishes your heart, not crushes it. I mean, I literally seen, yeah, I don't, I think we're all a little afraid of World War III. Like, that's a scary concept, but we don't have to believe in that. It's false evidence appearing real. Until that actually happens, I'm not going to worry about it. I just keep praying for world peace, Yeah. And literally, listen to that guidance that comes forward when you're taking care of yourself. Every little step that you take, you're going to be passing another milestone. I feel like what happens, Zachary, is you begin to progress spiritually when you're with this person, and then they do something to bring you back a couple notches. Whatever this is that they're doing, it's lowering your vibration, right? So yeah. So pray to the angels, pray to God, start having a connection with God, start building your life up and become strong. Make sure that your foundation is built on the Most High's ground, right? And what that means is make sure that the core of yourself is coming from that higher aspect, your higher self, the Most High, a spiritual realm. I feel like you're just dealing with somebody that is playing with your emotions right now. Okay. So I know that you're going through a lot of pain, and I can feel it. And so I'm trying to clear some of it for you, but I, I don't know if it would be good for you to go through what you're going through right now again. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like the next person that you're going to be with is not going to do this stuff to you, and you're going to feel, your heart is going to feel a weight lift off of it, like so relieved, so completely relieved. Wow. Yeah. Okay, you guys. And know that you will find the truth. Start using muscle testing. Use a pendulum. Use muscle testing. Make sure that thank you so much. I love this one. Make sure that you're tapping in with your own intuition, so that, if this woman tries to come back in your energy, and because again, this person is coming back and they're stealing from you something. It's not money. It's not a physical item. It's energy. All of this fighting, going back and forth, and then them abandoning you and you going through all this, that's draining your energy. And your energy is focused all on this other person and not on yourself. That's why your energy is going to her. So, if she wants to cut you off, you cut that off as well, and just on an energetic level, and see what happens. Yeah, this person could very well think that she is God in female form, but no divine feminine is going to torment the soul and the heart of another person. Okay. That's somebody that's a false divine feminine that thinks they're a divine feminine, yet they're doing a bunch of karmic bullshit, karmic behavior everywhere, like literally. And again, the real divine feminines do not have to do witchcraft. They do not have to do love spells on people. They do not have to initiate weird sexual experiences. They do not like rip people's hearts out. Real divine feminines are not like this person. And so, yeah, I just feel, to all the haters, I just literally feel like You're dealing with somebody that's very cruel. They're being very cruel. The real divine feminine would value the divine masculine and never be cruel to them, you know? So always believe what is coming is better than what has gone. For you, Zachary, always believe what is coming is better than what has gone. And know that in your heart, that you're passing a test right now. If you go back to her, you might fail the test. The test is to choose yourself, because you've been choosing her, and look what it's been doing to you. It's been dragging your ass down to the bottom, man. And that's bullshit. When you're with another person, if they're meant for you, if they're meant to be with you, 111 right now, when I said that, they will support you and they will never be cruel to you. They won't take advantage of you. They won't use you. They won't string you along, and they won't lie to you. They won't deceive you. They won't cheat, all of this stuff. They won't want to take breaks. Okay. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. Just know that everywhere you go, you guys are bringing the light. And that's the most important thing. Wow. Yeah. 111 for me and 3. Wow. So we're not that far off from schedule wise. Start your day with a smile. Yes. Take care of yourself like your mother took care of you. When you nurture yourself, you're going to get a lot more out of yourself physically, mentally, and in every type of way. But self-love is the most important thing. You are stronger than you think. You're going to get through this. I can promise you that this person is not the love of your life. It's just, this could be the first love that you've experienced. The first love, didn't we all think that it cut the deepest? Because it just felt like that, right? I feel like this is your first loving experience. Well, your experience with love, but it doesn't mean that the rest of the experiences will be that way. Good. Okay, yeah. So I definitely feel like it was a singing bowl that got the hooks out of your sacral chakra. But we're going to call in Archangel Chamuel for your solar plexus and Archangel Ariel for the sacral. Okay. I'm also going to ask the Cenobites to look into why these hooks are coming from the infernal realms. Oh, because this person that sent this is a demon or something. Yeah, you are enough just the way that you are. The only way is up. When you're on the bottom, the only way is up. And I'm not saying the bottom in any negative or offensive way. Just, we all have ups and downs in our lives. And it's very difficult to be in a relationship with somebody where you're going through an up and a down personally all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hecate is awesome. Or Hecate, because she's the goddess of the gates. Yeah. So continue to do the spiritual work that you're doing, you guys. It's working. Okay. All right. We're going to cleanse the energy out. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free to love who I want. I am free to be myself. Yes. Go howl at the sun. Okay, you guys, know God loves you. Know that I love you. Until the next reading, peace be with you. I am praying for all of you. Oh, good. I'll ring it again. All right, you guys, peace be with you. I'll see you in the next one. You deserve to be free and happy, and you deserve to have a relationship with somebody who loves you as much as you love them. Okay, so continue to love yourself. All right. Okay. Yeah, I said she was a demon for sure. All right. Blessed be you guys. Have a good afternoon. Peace be with you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.